You're not that good at this game. I'm sick of your
You're
shit.
not very good at this game, fuck.
You know what? I don't need to be. It's not competitive Jenga.
Oh no?
No.
It was until you lost.
That's you.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Because you
I
lost.
got told to knock it over, so I don't want to even hear it.
Oh,
I'm a
there you go.
He got told
yeah.
to knock it over.
Here comes excuses.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blame the producers.
No, it's okay. I was just angry, clearly.
It's always nice to have some emergency Jenga backup.
All right, well, looks like some pretty normal bands.
Some pretty normal bands. Ogre, Drow,
Ogre,
Mirana.
Mirana, yep.
The question is Shadow Demon gonna get banned, or is Vega gonna have the chance to pick it up first?
Do Imperial want to give up the OD? They will get a trade of the Batrider Shadow Demon if they would like to take something along those lines if they do give it up, but they don't need to do that.
They can choose if they want to do that. Also, they can also not ban any of them and get 2 of them themselves.
We saw the outhouse decorator being quite a big issue in the last game.
Yeah, Outhouse Decorator. That's what we did. That was a new name for him that we were saying. Oh, nice call, Shiver. Is this Shadow Demon ban?
Wow, nice call. Thanks.
Excellent one. Gotta give credit where credit's due.
Oh, I was not expecting that one though.
Ooh. All right, yeah. I mean, that's a Vega thing, right? They really like to first pick the Slaughter.
So when are we gonna see? When are we gonna see like some cool sets on Slaughter? You know, some.
When we are gonna have
when are we gonna
him.
remodel Slaughter?
No, there's actually a cool set on Slaughter that makes him that basically covers up everything that you see about Slaughter.
Is there?
But it's the
I
full
haven't
model.
seen it. Have you?
Yeah, he's really cool then with like fiery stuff. I know
Fiery
he's
stuff, but he's a fish.
yeah,
He's
but
gonna
it's,
be
it's like
striped
molten
fish.
stuff
That
that
doesn't
is
make sense.
even still fiery when he's underwater. That's how hot it is.
My immersion's destroyed. I don't like it.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's because he still has his head above water, and then the
Oh,
rest
okay.
is less fiery. But his head is, and he has also a flamey stick.
Well, this is
That's already in bat.
this is pretty scary. You know, Imperial got their 2 of their favorite heroes, so yeah,
Yeah, about that, Vega.
that's scary, Vega.
Very.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So what's Vega gonna do as an answer to this? They need something to save Batrider targets with, and I don't think Slaughter is enough.
Okay.
I think, Giannis, you as a Peruvian, what would they say about this?
About what?
About the OD Batrider pickup Slaughter.
What would
mix?
Peruvians say?
Yeah.
I don't think I can say that on camera.
If
They're
you
very
try.
they're very outward people and very
Very expressive.
Can you give us a
very
sample?
expressive.
Sort of something.
What, idiotas?
Yeah.
Idiotas, huevones, you know, like that one. That's some good
okay.
ones.
You just said idiots. You're allowed to say idiots on the stream.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, the other word doesn't really have a translation. Like huevones is a Peruvian like kind of slang
But like
word.
imagine
It
there's
just
like
means
a
it means
Peruvian
big
in your
egg.
pub game right now.
Big egg.
But it's like a
You're allowed
Peruvian
to
in your
call
pub
people
game
a
right
big
now.
egg
What
as
is he
well.
saying? What is he telling you?
GG. It's not really a Peruvian thing. Like they give up at the start too. You know, it's a typical thing.
All right.
Well,
That did not go. as
No,
I had
I mean,
planned.
I didn't. They don't really usually say too much. They just kind of just say like. I mean, I actually can't say the other one. That one's too bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. You put me in a corner. Yeah, sorry guys.
no,
I mean, we don't like. No one knows.
Alright, you really
Is it a
want-
different language? Yeah.
All right. Well, they would be like, "Ay concha tu madre." There you go. And people are gonna look it up, and now they're gonna be really upset with me. But
well, there's something
I'm not gonna-
against your mother.
yes, no, it's something of your mother, and it's very vulgar and very rude.
Let's not
It's not nice.
translate that.
Yes, it's not nice.
Yeah.
Yes, let's not do that.
Okay,
That's not a
so
not a good
Vega
one.
Squadron is not going to be able to pick up the sniper again because that
Yeah.
got banned, as well as the life stealer. I do like life stealer is still one of the scariest hero, even though it didn't win last game. Definitely part of the reason why they stayed in the game as long as they did, and why they were able to do as well as they did in the mid game as well.
Yeah, and they-
Especially in combination with the Nyx Assassin.
yeah, and yeah, banning out both. I guess that's just like Imperial did struggle like super hard versus it in the early game. So this is them, you know, just taking a different approach, just like kind of similar heroes in a way, but yeah, not wanting to deal with that early game aggression that Vega actually brought out. So this does though, they picked the Nyx Slaughter right off the bat, so it's probably, you know, one of them is more than likely the support unless they do some very like wonky stuff that we haven't really been seeing too much.
Yeah, they also probably felt kind of like that Slaughter last game. They felt like he had a lot of impact. He did land a lot of important crushes, and the amp also helped them deal a lot of damage with that PA.
Yeah, has to do a really solid
This
performance.
looks like a very Imperial-esque draft.
Yeah.
The Rubik, Bat, and OD, I would say, are 3 of those core heroes that they pick.
Signature heroes,
Yeah.
even, yeah.
Very much so.
Some pretty sweet spells already to steal too. Just those two.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty much everything you can take from those heroes is good, except for I guess like Carapace is probably the worst one.
Yeah.
And even that's pretty good.
That's not
It's
bad.
okay.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Impale you can see coming. You can see the Crush coming.
Yeah.
Both should be in time for the Spike Carapace from Rubik if he gets it. So, pretty decent. So what does Vega want to pick up with it? Because this Slardar, is this going to be a core Slardar or a support Slardar? And is this going to be a support Nyx again?
I mean, we're gonna see.
I feel like
it's very open.
I mean, one of the two is
one
going to be...
of those questions answers the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because one of the two is going to be core.
I think more than likely it's the Slardar offlane. Just like they had such a great showing on the Nyx in the year. Like he did everything
he did
needed
well,
to really do.
and yeah.
But part of the
wouldn't be
reason was the
surprised.
Lifestealer, right? He can't do as much as he just does by himself, unless they perhaps have an Invoker there for Sunstrikes.
But he did. I mean, he did really well before the infests as well in this game. In the game, so
Fair
I mean,
enough, fair enough.
That was kind of like the cool thing I thought from FNG, especially that game.
What he did was just he just goes mid with the Nyx, and he just owns the OD. He just goes mid and he starts mana burning the OD, and then the laning for OD is very rough because of that.
Interesting Ursa pickup.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of just
Quite
like
curious.
they're just putting the Ursa out there. I feel like they're just like, you know what, we're picking Ursa. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
I think Ursa plus one support hero, some range support hero. I'm not sure entirely what it's gonna be. It could be an Oracle, could be... I actually don't know exactly, but it's gonna be some... I feel like some support hero that's pretty strong, and they're just gonna kind of zone this Batrider out of the lane completely. That should be the plan.
Okay.
And then obviously Ursa hits quite hard.
Yeah.
With a Slardar on your team, etc. So
Treant is pretty decent against Ursa though, right? Because you can just get the overcharge hits
overgrowth.
No. And when Ursa
Overcharge.
overpower.
Yeah, living armor into Fury swipes.
Into Fury swipes, overpower.
Yeah, it's pretty decent to deal with him just because, you know, usually you want a damage over time thing to break the armor easier. So it's a pretty decent way of dealing with like the high burst potential of the Ursa.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Sorry,
And then overgrowth later on in stages is definitely pretty good versus Ursa until he gets like
is it
BKB
overpower or
Manta.
overcharge? Or neither?
Overpower.
Overpower.
What do you neither or nothing's called overpower.
Fury swipes. No,
It's Fury swipes.
no, Fury swipes is a debuff.
Fury swipes is the buff. Ult. What is it called?
Enrage.
And Rage is the
Enrage,
buff.
yeah,
That's not the one
Enrage.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about the W.
What the hell is it called? Am I drawing that much of a blank right now?
It's overpower or overcharge.
It is overpower. Yeah,
no,
but,
you're right.
But you were saying
You're
overcharge. That's why I was
I was like,
questioning
isn't that
you.
Wisp? Isn't that Wisp's ability?
Yeah.
Overcharge is
It's
Wisp's
overpower.
ability.
Overpower.
So
So confusing.
Now I'm actually like, I was like, overgrowth. That's tree.
yeah, and there's the Oracle. Anyways,
Anyway.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
it's okay. You would.
Shiver.
It's okay. We all got thrown off a bit.
Yeah,
We're all silly. But yeah, like
It's
you
the
mentioned,
hats.
the very strong.
The hats.
The hats.
Good. That's clever.
It's the Jenga. It's all
I'm
the.
gonna wear
it's all
one
of
just in
this.
case I say something.
Yeah. It's on a little bit too tight, I think, maybe for me.
Yeah. Oh, that might be actually.
That might be it. It's squeezing my brain.
Gonna put it up there.
But yeah, the Oracle overall very good versus the Batrider, obviously to purge off the lasso, of course, and then purge off sticky in lane and just have a very strong duo lane in the early laning stage. And I think it purges off trio armor as well, right? Yes.
It just might actually.
Yeah, but I believe it does.
I think the thing is like you have this Ursa plus the Oracle in the safe lane against the Batrider. It's very difficult for the Batrider to walk up in the lane because if he ever gets hit by an Earthshock, the Ursa can even opt to go for 2 points in it or if he wants to, and then Ursa's kind of fast, high mobility hero, so kind of difficult. I like this actually. This is
it's a cool approach.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice hero. Has silence up against the OD. You have the exorcism. The damage gets amplified by the Slardar.
Yeah.
And the silence is good against all the heroes. Against
And you gotta
of
go
Imperial.
through an Ursa, through a Slardar, and through Nyx Assassin, and then have Oracle to back up the DP if you want to try and kill the DP. So
Yeah, like Oracle ult with Spirit Siphon is, I mean, absolutely ridiculous because you can, you know, obviously if you get Oracle ulted and then you get like 1 or 2 Spirit Siphons, then usually the DP builds Yules,
if
you
the
Yules
ghosts come
yourself
back,
too, and the
then
ghosts come back.
You could just heal like
Yeah.
a
you're done.
ridiculous
You're
amount.
good.
Yeah.
So Imperial, what do they want to pick up here with their last pick? assuming that it needs to be an ace hero.
I think the Luna ban was kind of cool, just because like they don't really have too much physical right now. Everything they kind of have is mostly magical on the side of Imperial, so that would kind of give them that physical aspect of pushing buildings.
Yeah, Centaur doesn't really seem to be an option against, like, there's Spirit Siphon, and then there's a lot of negative armor from the Slaughter and then Fury Swipes from Ursa, so kind of doesn't really seem like that's an option either. What other carries do they usually run? Is it Juggernaut still in the pool?
Juggernaut is still in the pool.
Yes, Juggernaut is there.
Legion Commander is banned.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah. I think that's good for Imperial,
I think that's good for Imperial.
Some protection there.
What matches up well versus the Ursa DP? Like they go back to PA, okay. Well,
PA again?
Oh, so PA being exceptionally good in the previous 2 games, and we're going to see it once more here, Ace PA.
And we are
Imperial all the way.
okay.
Imperial all the way, says the Dane. Okay.
I'm gonna switch it up. I like the Death Prophet pick. I think it's pretty interesting with the Oracle and with the Ursa. It's very tempo based mid game lineup. So I like Vegas. I'm gonna go Vega.
I'm gonna go for... Nah, I gotta go for Imperial. They got 3 signature heroes. Make that 4 if you count PA for Ace as well.
I'm gonna go for Vega, I think.
Why?
Because Milk went for...
Yeah, Milk went for Imperial, so that's you two.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, it's 2-2,
Nice, good
so it's
stuff,
an
yeah.
even split.
We'll see who was right.
We'll see who's right, and we'll see what our commentators think. It is over to our last game of the night for ODPixel. It's all the way around. It's over to ODPixel and Gods for our last game of the night. I'm just gonna keep talking so that you gotta keep staring into that camera the whole time, but we'll see you after the game, guys.
Ooh, yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague casting panel. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with Gods, and we're ready to take you through the final game of the final series of the final day of the league play here at the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. We've got Imperial up against Vega once more. And as the panel said, Imperial with a lot of key signature heroes, and obviously on the side of Vega Squadron brings them a little bit different with the Death Prophet. Not something that we see picked up all the time, but a hero that works very nicely with the Oracle.
Yeah, great synergy between these two. Ursa, another hero that can kind of look to get out of control. You've got the Slaughter amp to kind of boost him up. This time it'll be Slaughter in the support role with Nyx as a core in the off lane. A little bit of a switch up from Vega compared to the last game. The interesting pick for me with Imperial is the Dream Protector. Kind of a substitute, kind of like the Ogre type role where you're just looking to be very annoying and tanky in the lane. You're not anywhere near as tanky as an Ogre. You've got just the 1 base armor and Ignite much better than Leech Seed at level 1 for the most part, but similar kind of concept. You protect your lanes that maybe a bit better defensively with the living armor, so we'll see how Neuer handles the Trio Protector.
To kick things off, both runes going to go uncontested. Nice spot to grab one, maybe not to grab the other. So in this mid lane, obviously a matchup that we don't see a lot. OD versus DP. How can we expect this one to go down?
I mean, DP back in the days was like the king of the mid lane. It has received some nerfs to the Spirit Siphon, so it isn't quite as dominant as once was. But all things considered, in a straight 1v1, I want to say it's maybe ever so slightly DP favored, but we'll see some influence coming in from the Treant Protector, possibly even the Slaughter as well of FNG. But in the straight 1v1, I imagine both players should get some alright decent farm.
Already down bottom, we're going to see FNG heading over there. Maybe see if we can get nice and close to Ace. He's just going to crush the creep wave and stun it up as well. So actually getting a lockdown onto the hero itself. Ace is going to be fine. But this lane for Ace and Rise, this Rubik PH, do you feel there'll be enough space for him to find the farm that he needs against this Nyx Assassin and Slaughter combo?
Yeah, it's not the most threatening of lanes. Like, they'll be a bit annoying and disruptive, but PA, early on, you're just looking for your levels. There's so many nice, cheap, cost-effective items you can buy as a PA. You should be more than okay in this lane. You get the early Bassi, then you get the phase boots, all these small items. You're not looking to farm some kind of big item as a PA. You can get level 3 with like a level 4 with a Bassi and some brown boots, and then suddenly you're really good at zoning. They even bring a Neuer for this.
I'm making a bit of a go here onto Mag. Mag's got 1 stun. He'll use it to hold back 2 of them, but Ace still getting the punches through. He's going to try for the TP out. Have they got the damage? Yes, they have. Ace to pick up first blood as they take down Mag on the offlane.
Yeah, it's a nice little start here. The lane is pushing out, so likely see the XP and farm picked up pretty nicely, although I say that Ryze will be able to pull the way back using the side cap, so not going to be the biggest win for Vega down bottom, and Nyx Assassin, the core Nyx Assassin, the kind of loser in this situation since he's still level 1, missing out on the XP that made it to his tower.
And that mid lane matchup at the moment, 9 for 2 against the 9 for 3, very even between these two.
Yep.
I think as kind of you expected to see this one pan out. DP, despite the nerfs, still has the wave clear. And OD, of course, just very, very strong in the mid lane at the moment in this meta.
Yeah, the Max Astro build in some ways is giving you, if anything, better wave clear than the Crypt Swarm because you're typically leveling up Spirit Siphon over the Crypt Swarm. So we'll see how this matchup goes. Baby Knight has the easier ability to spam up the lane, but whereas Iceberg will be able to perhaps zone Baby Knight a bit more with the Spirit Siphon. But Living Armor's pretty good at least healing up the OD, keeping him in pretty good fighting shape, and with the influence there, it seems like Baby Knight's doing just fine.
It's just going to be interesting to see how much FNG can get done with these rotations. And well, mid lane, he may have just found a pretty good one. Baby Knight, though, okay, holds back the slider with an Astral, and the gank, very hard to achieve when you're going in and the Astral hasn't been used aggressively.
Yeah, the Astral being up meant that he had to get that crush. Even if he gets the crush off pre-Astral, the Astral is still going to be there and likely save his life. Batrider gets away from a slider rotation. That kind of reveals the fact there's a ward in the neighborhood. Whether it's on the cliff where it is, by the tower, or by the Ancients is kind of the guess. And that's something he may guess wrong. Back at mid, there's been another Astral, and they're going on Iceberg.
And with the help of Neuer.
Not going to be enough, I want to say. Yeah, Iceberg able to tank it up with the Spirit Siphon.
FNG now coming in, and of course the Astral has been used, but FNG not willing to go to the high ground and try for a crush. Still relatively scared of the combination of Treant and OD. Bottom lane, Ace getting more and more space as we saw Mag headed back to clear out one of the camps, and now actually going in again. Baby Knight's moved across, and this man has the salve. With the crush, they're going in, and with the Crypt Swarm, they get it. Very nicely done. And I think what we saw there as well, even though he Astraled, he was overgrowth, but I think the Siphon pretty much immediately just, because it's tick, 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 destroyed the overgrowth, and it was gone just as quick as it was put on him.
Yep. It's where you've got to try and use the Living Armor between harassment. Like, you get him, he gets down to half HP, then use it. You don't want to use it once he's already gone, and it's too late to Living Armor him. But really nice start for Imperial. The fact they've got this bottom lane where Ace is free farming as well is definitely playing out nicely for them, and they may be able to get a kill off of this.
They do have a Spike Carapace and a stun, but still, Mag, yeah, he's going to be fine. FNG's not going to land the crush, but it will force Ace to back out. And in fact, chasing down Ryze, getting some good damage onto him. Ace with the dagger slow, though, will hold FNG back. FNG dropping another crush, playing very aggressively and keeping control of Imperial in this bottom lane with his rotation.
Yeah, Ace has the salve clarity, though, so he's going to heal himself back up. He's close to Phase Boots, and Phase Boots is really the timing where PA gets very difficult, if not impossible, to lane against. So we can see them go back in. The Carapace available.
Does have a stun again. Ace is going to blink
save his
forward.
life, yeah.
It's a hard kill. Poor man's shield and 2 mangoes. That regen.
Yeah, and without that telekinesis, it wasn't going to be a play there. Ace for now, just picking up the Bassi ring, getting low on mana. I think telling his team, like, let me get that Curry out for now. I need some mana to actually zone enemy heroes here. So prioritizing that over the Phase Boots for now.
And mid lane, Baby Knight, he uses the Astral, and immediately FNG looking to come in for the play. Baby Knight trying to duke it out, but with the crush, the Siphon, he's dropping down low. Again, Baby Knight, can he get himself out? He'll pop the Astral onto the DP, turn towards FNG. FNG, again with the crush, trying to scare Neuer from going in for the final touch, and that will keep FNG alive. But nice rotation and play there for Neuer to make sure that the Vega don't get away with taking down Baby Knight.
Yeah, they're playing really well around the crush. FNG's not finding it easy to get these slithering crushes off in these fights, and it's been great kiting and maneuvering from this side of Imperial. Will Suicide after picking up his Tranquil Boots back at base, and for mid lane, Death Prophet with a haste rune, one of the best runes you can find for a Death Prophet, or really the best rune in the early game to find as a Death Prophet, and that's something which Iceberg may be tempted to level up his ultimate at level 7. Try and make a play using this. Hard to do so against an OD because of the Astral, though.
Phase Boot stun as well now for the DP.
Hesterjo's getting a lot of the offlane. We're seeing his Batrider close to level 6, though. Tranquil's Windlace, as well as the infused raindrops, so he's getting more than you'd hope for out of his offlane / jungle. He got some of that out of the neutral camp as well. And definitely the kind of start you're hoping for on him. Doesn't feel like Nyx is getting quite the same. Mag has decided just to go full jungle mode with the Iron Talon for now. And this has completely freed up the safe lane for Ace to free farm away. He's got phase boots and decent timing on his level 6 as well.
As it goes there at the moment, both mid laners and both safe laners having a good time, and the edge is in Vega's half. But it is, yeah, as you said, it's, looking at the two offlaners, Mag is having to pick up farm from the jungle, whereas Hester Joe feeling comfortable with the lane situation.
Actually going to swing FN into the jungle as well in the Ursa. Something that will scare Imperial about Roche being a possibility for the Ursa. You never really know when he's going for it. And also frees up the safe lane for FNG to actually take over the lane a bit, get his level 6 a bit faster, work towards his Blink dagger. His Blink very far off. This is more about getting his level 6 for now. The Blink is obviously much further away.
We saw in the mid lane there, Iceberg getting relatively low, and FN came in just in case Baby Knight was tempted to go deep. Top lane, Neuer trying to soak up some of the lane XP. FNG and Shema in the neighborhood. But it's, yeah, a lot of action towards mid. The jungle of Vega and the top lane, bottom lane, is now going to be returned to by the Nyx Assassin.
This invis back could be the death of Iceberg if he's not careful. Looks like he's just going to play it safe and back from the jungle. Oh, okay, not safe enough.
Yeah, here's to Joe. He should be able to do something big about this.
He's calling for OD.
Yeah.
And
Firefly's out. Lasso's the DP down. Baby Knight comes across as well. Iceberg is going to be knocked back by a very nice flame break, and they'll get the kill. That's Iceberg out. TP's coming through from Vega, but unable to get any kind of catch and punish Imperial for that play.
Yeah.
Top lane, FNG. Sprinting away. Ryze has TP'd up. Slider will get himself out of any potential telekinesis from Ryze, and Ryze nearly finding himself level 6 as well up on this top as he returns to the lane.
It feels like things coming together nicely in the lane stage for Imperial. PA's top of the net worth is struggling a bit now as she gets kind of low on HP, but is getting close to that Vlad's pickup already.
He's definitely one of Ace's favourites here.
He's going to see Iceberg walk into him, and that's, yeah, with
he's too
some
speedy.
vision, but yeah, had the movement speed. Also reveals the fact that he used the Spirit Siphon from the low ground, so that reveals the fact there is an Observer Ward there. Not exactly an ideal scenario.
And FNG and FN are smoked up. They're looking to get the Ursa in the Roche pit.
Okay, yeah,
and he may just get away with this.
Should do, and it's not a not by any means like a huge play or anything. This is one of those things which often as a Radiant team against an Ursa, you just accept the fact. You make a conscious team decision like we're not going to contest Roshan.
I mean, was Shoma going for that D ward though? That kind of raises
Yeah,
suspicion.
Bad scouted it. He actually is coming in for this one. Could get FN onto a cliff here.
FN looking to finish this. He brings it down low and he'll get it. They'll take it. They get the kill. They get the Aegis onto Ursa. Now Vega may be looking for a kill potential as well. Amplify onto Baby Knight. Hester Joe being siphoned, slowed down by Iceberg. Let's see what they can do about this one. Hester Joe looks to be the one to pay of his life. So Vega get the Roche. They get a kill. They may even get more. Still with a Vendetta. Mag chasing down Baby Knight. Straight up with the stun. Overgrowth will be there. It's not going to be enough to save Baby Knight's life though. And Vega Squadron with a very, very good sequence of events there.
Yeah, I mentioned teams often just give up Roshan. I feel like that should have been the play for Imperial, but going into contest Roche against the Slater and Nyx Assassin, who are there with chain stuns, with Carapace. They also had the Death Prophet Exorcism if they needed that. To me, was just a Roche fight. Imperial had no way of winning there. Kind of going in blind. They actually should have known that there was a Vega ward in their jungle after the PA got going on there. So it was just a vision advantage for Vega, and also just a kind of a stronger timing where they have Ursa in the Roche pit and the stun control heroes outside the pit, as well as the Iceberg Death Prophet ready to fight.
Towards the top lane, Ace. Eyed up by FNG. TP to come in from Iceberg as well, but looks like Ace will be fine for the time being. Yep. Mid lane, Mag looking to set up again with a Vendetta, and Ryze may have come a little bit too close. There'll be an Astral from Baby Knight to hold back FN, and that will allow Ryze to keep himself alive.
We'll save his life. Batrider very close to the Blink Dagger now. It's actually trying to farm up a bit of the enemy jungle to get that, but not sure how much success he's having. He's looking for a pick now. We'll find Iceberg.
And with the drag back into the hands of Imperial, they could just get away with this kill. Dagger comes through from Ace. Iceberg tries to turn, but he's gone already. They'll lose the DP. Rise grabs himself a pretty nice steal as well. He's got the Amplify.
Ooh, yeah, it's really nice. And yeah, that turn rate with the Spirit Siphon makes it very hard for the Death Prophet to get multiple of those off. Once you're on the run, you've just got to keep running. You can't really try and turn because it just takes so damn long. Does reveal the fact there was an Observer Ward there, which Sioma quickly takes out, but damage has been done. Bat finds a key pick off, Death Prophet goes down, and Imperial will go look back to reset their lanes. It is still a very farmed Death Prophet, and more importantly, Ursa. With the Blink Dagger, FN is ready to start finding kill after kill.
Especially with Mag leading the way.
Yeah. These two can work very well together. And
Baby Knight, the potential target here. He is going to farm this camp by the looks of it. He's going to look to stack it. Vega, no. Mag, reading the situation perfectly, knows that Baby Knight is going to be here. And with the quick jump in from FN, no chance for Imperial to be able to save it. No, it actually ends up using the living armor on himself as he tried to cast on OD, but it was all too late. And now with Rise being chased down as well, Vega looking to find more for the big old bear. Double kill for FN.
yeah, Imperial's at that stage where they just need to try and slow down the bleeding. This is definitely a phase where you can't fight into the Aegis. There was the Exorcism up, which is going to be used to take down the tower now. You need to be very careful about how you choose your fights. And Ace is even looking at his team like, guys, I can't do all too much. I've got my Vlads, but I'm definitely not a force to be reckoned with until I have a Desolator. So Imperial just trying to play keep away. And Ace is top his court. Yeah,
He's accepting his fate.
he got found, and it's another kill going Vega's way. FNG's taken over this kind of safe lane for a while now, so he's actually going to get a very good time when this Blink Dagger looks like.
Mid lane Mag actually getting the kill on Tanoia with the Crit Swarm from the DP. Iceberg being lassoed back, but in fact, the Ghost heal, he should be all right. He's been astroed up, but that's only just given him time to heal fully back up. Hester Joe trying to escape out of this one. He will just blink himself away in time. But again, it's starting to step up the pace of this game, and Vega just constantly finding the better fights.
Yep. I mean, Ursa is just in the front lines, impossible to deal with. He's level 10 now, has the Aegis. You can't really justify going on him, and well...
And FNG's nearly got a Blink Dagger.
Yeah. He's going to blink before Nyx does. I say before, Nyx may not even be going for a blink, but both those players sing around 16 to 1800 gold. If they can get double blinks online in a really good time, if they get Iceberg up to like level 11, get the second point in Exorcism, we'll see Vega quickly snowball out of control this game. Ursa's already got another 1400, so FN can start working on Basher, Aghanims, BKB, whatever he feels like he's going to need.
Hester Joe coming in, but he doesn't have Lasso. Still on cooldown for 30 seconds. They throw a dagger out onto FNG. FN seeing if he can find something here. Looks like Hester Joe is able to firefly his way back out to safety. Imperial need to start coming together. It feels like they just need some sort of catch or something. At the moment, they're kind of moving across. They really are just relying on that lasso. They need Hester Joe to find the initiations, because otherwise Vega, they just end up jumping on them. Well, with this combo of the Amplify, Ursa just destroying a solo target in these fights. And now with the Yules, DP getting harder and harder to take down. And mid lane, we're going to see a jump in. They will get the lasso onto Shoma, but he gets the chance to false promise. FNG is going to be held up by the telekinesis, but the bear comes through, rips down Baby Knight. And again, Imperial forcing them, having to be forced back. And they may lose more.
Still not likely going to be enough.
Yeah, Rise chomp down as well. And again, it's another favorable trade for Vega Squadron.
Yeah, Ace is still just telling his team, like, guys, just try and give away as fewer kills and towers as possible. I'm still working on my Desolator. He's getting closer and closer to it. Now just 500 away. And once he has that, he's going to be ready to come to fights with that level 11, possibly level 12 as well. But it's definitely not easy for Imperial at this stage.
Yeah, and that's pretty much FNG's blink dump. You're seeing FN very close to having Basher.
Mag's got his blink if he wants to. If he wants to, there could be consideration towards just going towards... He actually picks up a Staff of Wizardry. No, he sells it. He's getting a point booster, I want to say. Straight Ags? Okay, there we go. This is fine. You've got one blink initiator. You don't have to have a second. Oh, I mean, you've got 2 blinks, really. You've got the Slider who can go in, set up for the Ursa. You don't need the Nyx to have a blink. He can just kind of play that more utility Nyx going for the fast Ags, which will be very, very good against PA, OD, Batrider. All these heroes before they get BKB will struggle to fight. Again, we'll probably see Baby Knight have to go for that early BKB pickup on OD. Straight into it after the 4 stuff, I imagine, without upgrading to the Hurricane Pike. Iceberg's being found at the top rune.
I do get the jump on. Again, Iceberg gets the chance to use himself. Mag looks to set up a follow-up stun from FNG's initiation, and they bring down the bat. The bat's gone, and they're not done yet. They get the Amplify off onto Neuer just in time. Can they get a jump on this? Blink Dagger off cooldown in a couple of seconds for FNG. He gets in. He looks towards Baby Knight instead. He's caught out. He'll Astral himself, but already on the sidelines. They've lost Neuer. They're going to lose Baby Knight as well, and it's 12-4. Vega Squadron running away here with game 2. We may see fortunes change now that the Desolator's finally done on Ace, so he's going to feel more prepared to come to the fights, but these fights are going to be hard.
Yeah, without the BKBs, it's still very difficult to fight. There's lots of control with Slaughter, Crush, Nyx Stun, Carapace. The Oracle can disarm you. Iceberg can silence you. He's got a Yules as well. It's going to be a PA who just sits on the side, spamming daggers until there's a weak enough hero to blink on and kill. This is where ideally Imperial would like to be able to get into that Roche pit for themselves. We saw them go for that play in the past with the PA, but...
Oh, this is a little awkward.
FNG can...
He can chase
sprint
this.
after, yeah, he's got a blink crush.
TP's already coming through for Imperial.
And they see it with the Observer. Yeah. Really great vision from Vega in that top lane. I mean, great vision in general this game. Mid lane, top lane, they've got wards spread around the map. And
they want to fight. They really do. Vega have brought in the full backup. Mag, ready to lead the way. FNG gets the jump in. Good crush onto 2. Mag going forward, stunning up the PA. Hetzer will get the lasso onto FM, but immediate false promise, keeping the man safe. Iceberg coming into the front of it. There'll be the stolen stun coming out from Rise. They'll be able to burst down DP. It's a big kill for Imperial, but they need more. They're looking towards FN. FNG comes in again, though, with a 3-man crush. The 3-man stun follow-up from Mag, bursting them down. FN's trying to finish off Ace. The evasion comes through. One more touch, though, and Ace is down. They've ended up losing 3. They're going to lose more as the bash is onto Neuer. 4 down on Imperial. And again, Vega Squadron playing the fights, weaving in and out of them perfectly. There was points of that where it looked like Imperial were kind of pulling through, but Vega come out, they jump back in. Time and time again, 3-man crushes, 3-man impales from the Nyx Assassin.
It initially looked a bit rough. We'll take another look at things here. Batrider got a good catch initially, and I really like the OD ultimate. It actually burned the entire mana pool of the Ursa here. We'll see him completely deplete on mana after the false promise comes in. Problem was there was an Arcane Boots available, so FN out of mana here, but they have Arcane Boots, and that gets FN back into fighting shape.
And the problem, of course, you Enrage, that ain't cost you nothing in terms of mana.
Yep.
You're always going to have that damage reduction.
PA got a bit unlucky, I want to say, with the evasion. It felt
got
like
some good evasions there. A couple in a row.
It's 50%, though. That was not 50% evasion. That felt more like 30% evasion. Didn't feel like the full 50.
Aye. But of course, whilst that all happened, everyone was dead on Imperial, so they head into the pit.
Yep, Vega get themselves an Aegis. Nothing much to that.
As a DD rune as well in the neighborhood if they want to grab it.
Yeah, it's definitely worrying, but... yeah, I think they'll just bottle up. Death Prophet, not really the ideal hero to have it, but hey, it's not really something Ursa is going to be ready to fight with. He's a bit lower mana here, looking to just farm up a bit more. Has 2.2k gold, could finish off the Abyssal perhaps, but...
Ags Nyx Assassin, 20 minutes in.
Dangerous stuff.
Very good timing here for Mag.
Yeah.
4-1-6. And as we've seen with the positioning, he's just been playing the fights perfectly in terms of the stuns. Now it's just going to get even easier with the extra range and such, and decrease cooldown with that Ags.
We did see this great start in game 1, though, from Vega. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, Vega can... you've seen them had these amazing early games and then throw away a lead, so hoping that's not to be the case again. Vega will be kicking themselves if they win this game and go back game 1 and think, man, we should have won that one. We had a 12, 13k gold lead, and we kind of threw it away with some questionable plays. Imperial have the heroes that could turn things around here. Treant great at slowing down the aggression of an Ursa. If you can get him, ideally you want to save it for post-enrage so you can actually disable him during the enrage. But you've got to force that enrage first, which means throwing daggers at him, trying to throw enough spells at him that he feels pressured to use it.
Vega to take the tier 2 bottom. Imperial maybe looking for a trade. Already TP backed from FNG. And he
Might
may
get a
look to
catch,
set something off. And he will indeed. Jumps in. Crush onto Ace. There's a lot of TPs coming through on the side of Vega Squadron. Imperial have to be very careful about how they stick around here. Yule's onto the tree. They'll try and slow down the PA, but getting himself just out of range. Ace will remain alive for the time being. Vega continue to chase forward, though, and they're going to find Rise as well. Double kill for FN.
Nice punish from Vega. Imperial perhaps could have gotten out there sooner. They actually had vision of the Slider TP back by the tower. The creep waves saw him TPing, so something that it seems Imperial just didn't see. Because he TP'd to the tier 3, then caught them with the crush before the second TPs came in. But either way, Imperial at least buy themselves some time. The exorcism not being used to push high ground, at least initially during this Aegis phase. There's a small amount of breathing room, but it's going to be, looks like 2 more outer towers. Iceberg commits it early for the tier 1, which means they're just going to look for 2 towers and back. They're not going to go for a high ground off of this. But they definitely want to get 2 outer towers, not just the 1.
There we have it, tower gone, and as you said, the push not looking to stop anytime soon from Vega Squadron.
Yep. They're going to have an Ag Scepter soon on Ursa as well. That'll boost up his mana pool a bit, help him out against the OD potentially. And another tower yet to fall. Vega with all 6 outer towers at 23 minutes. And still a couple minutes left on Aegis. Problem is, it's also a couple minutes before they've got another Exorcism, so don't think we'll see them able to push high ground during this Aegis phase, unless they get some really big pickoffs.
Well, bottom tower to go down, Ace.
And we're getting to that same point as game 1 where PA and OD are going to have BKBs. If Imperial are going to be given enough room and space to get double BKB up without losing a Rax, and we'll see what Imperial could do. That's where last game they just went for smoke after smoke, play after play, and managed to turn the game around. So they've got to do the exact same thing here. Finish those 2 BKBs and then go out and meet Vega on the battlefield. Probably pick up the gem as well on bat.
Now going to have to jump in onto
That's helpful.
FNG and immediately critting him down.
Take what you can get. But yeah, I think the gem is going to be the other key item outside of the BKBs, just because there's a Nyx Assassin, and when you want to go take those aggressive fights, you want to deny as much vision from your opponents as possible. So would definitely like to see Hestejo either given a gem from a teammate or picking him one up himself.
Oh, baby night. Bye. Where's the big old bear? Here he comes. Oh, he didn't get it. He blinked off point. He finds Hestejo instead. Oh, but Hestejo actually, he's going to get himself out.
Somehow. Yep.
Well, was Mana Burn still on cooldown from Mac?
Must have been. I didn't
I'm
see
sure,
but
I'm
yeah.
sure it must be. Yeah, it must have been.
Or he thought Ursa was just going to finish the job. But yeah, not just the Nyx, the Nyx Assassin in the Burrow is another reason you want that gem. And we'll see if Bat feels confident enough to carry one. Iceberg close to an Octarine core now, just 100 gold away there. So for Vega, you're eyeing off perhaps the next Roche number 3. You'll have Aegis and Cheese. You can give 1 to the Ursa, 1 to the Death Prophet, and then you're looking at pushing high ground. Probably by that point with a level 16 Death Prophet, so level 3 Exorcism, level 3 Aghanims Enrage, Aegis Cheese. That's really Vega's time to go, because they'll see these BKBs completing now and think, okay, we can't really easily take a fight. We want to have Aegis and Cheese because of those BKBs. And for Imperial, you're looking like, okay, they want to take the next Roche. Let's try and fight them before they have Aegis and Cheese. Let's try and contest that next Roche.
They've got this 4-minute window to do so. Baby Knight, 100 gold away from that BKB. As you talked about that timing, it is going to be there very, very shortly.
He's got it now. So there's the second BKB. And then not a whole lot he has to worry about with an Aghanim Scepter. Somehow like Rubik steals a Death Prophet Silence or something. They're actually looking to force bottom. They've smoked up behind Iceberg.
With that Octarine.
And Imperial are out of position for this one. They're going to take a decent amount of damage here. They're not glyphing either.
Nice Joe looks for the jump straight up, goes for the lasso, but the false promise is there. Ace jumps in, managing to crit down the Oracle. FN has jumped straight into the base here. Iceberg falling low. He'll use himself out. He just have to be a little bit careful here. Sanity's going to be dropped, but okay, Ace finishes off the job. They've lost 2 heroes here on the side of Vega Squadron. And again, it does feel like it's potentially a bit of a repeat of game 1.
Yep. it actually gets to this point, like, the whole Nyx countering OD thing, I actually don't like the Nyx so much against the OD, because when you're burrowed, if you ever get caught in a disable, Nyx just hits you like 6, 7, 8 times while you're burrowed and gets a huge amount of intel. So as much as, yeah, Nyx is basically accounted, because of the damage reduction, you get so many right clicks off on a burrowed Nyx that you get an absurd amount of intelligence stolen. We see it there towards the end of the fight. That's something that could come into play later on as well. But that is not the outcome Vega were hoping for. They took down the tier 3 tower, but I don't think giving up those kills is really worth it at this stage. When they're the ones ahead, they should be able to get these towers without a trade.
We'll see it again here. You know, and just watch FN. He jumps right into the middle of the base, immediately getting controlled, and he doesn't actually get away with any of the kills.
Yep. Got controlled really nicely between the Astral. The Treant, I believe, missing his ultimate there because of the Astral, but it doesn't really matter at that point. You've already, as long as you're using something to kite him around, you're doing just fine. And yeah, in the end, it was Mag kind of left alone. He had no escape. Really nicely played by Imperial. Their high ground defense, their BKB carry usage is just time and time again. They're coming up big with it. If OD gets another big item, if PA gets the Basher, this will be feeling a lot like game number 1, with Imperial having a lot of comeback potential in their draft.
BKB's back off cooldown. So Ace, not toying around with Vega. He is going to get used up for the BKB immediately. And he's actually going to turn and try and fight onto this one. Jumps forward onto FNG. The ult comes through from Neuer, but he will be focused by FN. Neuer's out. Can they catch any more? Mask of Madness as they use this chance to chase down Imperial, see if they can punish a second. But again, Imperial, they're already out of there. A little bit of win for Vega, though, of course, getting themselves a kill, forcing the PA to pop his BKB again.
Yeah. That's always a bit hurtful. You don't want to be using that BKB also around the Roche respawn time, so perhaps could lead into Vega getting that. But they did commit the Exism, so Imperial likely thinking, let's go and fight.
And Hestijo actually jumps in. He's got the backup of Baby 9 Ace. They immediately crit down the Death Prophet. And as you know, as we were saying, I support killing a BKB charge is nice, but if Imperial end up getting the Death Prophet in return, immediately again it swings back in favor of Imperial. You just look at Ace's farm; he's nearly caught all the way back up to FN.
Yep.
It's again on this PA, arguably one of his best heroes at the moment.
He's just really good at team fighting with the hero. He seems to use his BKB at good times, and he knows when to run away. So many PA players, when they pop their BKB, would be like, okay, I pop my BKB, I've got to fight and commit to a kill, but they get the kill and then they're trapped. BKB wears off, they're dead. Right there, he uses his BKB, and rather than blink striking aggressively, and he could have killed a lot of different heroes. He could have killed the Nyx there, he could have killed likely the Slider, but he just ran away because he knew he was in trouble.
Taking the jump in, they'll take a quick kill, but the thing is, Imperial, they're ready to punish, looking for FNG, but he's been false promise. Ace turns his attention towards FN, but with the M-Rage, he'll run it off. They'll look towards the easier kill, potentially jumping in onto Shoma the Slayer. They'll take the Oracle. They're able to get the Slaughter as well.
Oh, Roche is so close to respawning, they don't...
Oh,
that would have
check
been
it.
big. Check it again. Leave an illusion in there. Baby Knight sees it.
He's in.
And if you're a PA, head there immediately, Ace.
Yep. He's jumping in. There's no doubt about that.
They've got the stolen amp damage. That's pretty handy.
Incredibly so.
I mean, it's like when you talk about Slider PA as a combo, you've got a Rubik with a stolen amp with a PA. That's one of the best spells you could have as a Rubik at this stage of the game.
And that's the cheese as well, that one.
That's...
It really is. It's a repeat of game 1.
I can't believe it.
It's a repeat of game 1.
Yeah, BKBs are just being the name of the game. Game 1, it did feel like even when they hit the BKB timing, Vega traded well enough into the BKBs, and like they managed to farm up and get the MKBs and were doing fine until they made some like throwy plays where they didn't have buyback. This game, it just feel like Imperial's just straight up winning the fights with the BKBs now. They're getting huge advantages out of them, and we've got a Hurricane Pike on the OD. PA can complete another item. Actually gets the Boots of Travel, interestingly. Looking for a bit of extra mobility around the map, and God, this is looking scary for Vega. Aghanim Scepter coming out on the Bat Rider, so he's going to have even more control from multiple heroes. Not to mention that extra bit of damage coming out from the lasso as well.
My thanks.
Imperial just getting some wards out in the jungle of Vega Squadron. Vega avoiding any kind of altercation there in the jungle. You got Shoma solo pushing out that top lane. Imperial have brought the mid lane forward, so they themselves may just go for a tier 2 push and maybe even more, obviously with the Aegis and Cheese. They're in a good place to try and take these fights. And Vega, they just kind of set up down bottom, using FM for bait. Yeah, it's not going to be taken, as Imperial just stick towards the mid lane, and they themselves, under the Nature's guys, looking to set up for some sort of play themselves.
Yeah, FNG does have a gem. He's the key player to deal with this Nature's guys. Gem similarly on the Batrider. Just going to pop on out and go hunting a bit. We'll just take out a D-Ward, so not too bad. Does set them up to now push down this bottom lane. With Aegis Cheese, I just don't think Vega have what it takes to fight into this. Iceberg is too squishy in these fights. Doesn't have the defensive tools. Even with the Oracle, it more just delays his death rather than saving him. And that's where he's going to struggle to have a high impact if he's getting taken out too early on.
Vega better hope that they don't come close to this tier 2 at all, because with Hester Joe's positioning, he will be there with a lasso if he gets the opportunity. And indeed, Ag's lasso now complete. It's just got to get it on his way out to him. And it's still back at base. But they take it. Another tower into the pockets of Imperial. And the question is, how hard do they want to try and go in on the high ground?
Yeah, it's not an amazing pushing draft by any means. There is the minus armor from the Desolator, but it's still a melee hero hitting buildings. But you're at such a strategic advantage with the double BKBs, Aegis Cheese. If you're Imperial, you definitely want to take a fight. And one way to take a fight is by forcing a push. Ace will TP on out, though, and he's looking just to deal with this top lane a bit. Does have the travel, so he can tell his team, like, look, stay around that area on the map. I can TP back in 30 seconds, but Imperial, of course, wary that there may be more hurts coming their way. They've got level 3 Nature's guys, so everyone's just roaming around the map, invis on the side of Imperial. Nature's guys proving to be a nice little movement technique. They can just walk around the map during daylight, not get seen by creep waves, and keep their... It's like kind of a perma-smoke almost in some ways, as long as there's no sentries down that you're walking through. And we're seeing Vega kind of just looking a bit lost right now. They definitely don't want to take a 5v5 engagement into this Aegis Cheese.
Especially as well not into Ags and I believe the completed Abyssal on the PA as well. As yeah, now we have it, it's out and complete. Ace very much ready for anything that Vega throw at him at this stage of the game.
Yep.
And with the smoke up, they're moving around Imperial. Seeing if they can catch anything. They just leave Ace to continue to push up top.
Oh, they're coming directly into them. Iceberg may be the one on the receiving end.
That's a good way to start off. It really is if you take the Death Prophet out. The False Promise, of course, though, will be there, saving Iceberg. Ace is boxed in. He's looking towards FN. FN turns around, tries to hold him back with the Diffusal Blade. They've disarmed the PA, but he still jumps forward, looking for Show with the Slayer. They've managed to split the fight up perfectly as the rest of Imperial just looking towards FN. And FN, he can't play his way out of this one, I don't think. Maybe he could get the blink off. Okay. He's looking for the TP. Oh!
He's going to survive in the fountain, just barely. In rages even.
That was close.
They killed, meanwhile the OD and PA teamed up and killed the Death Prophet. They cancelled her TP with like 0.1 seconds to go. The Astral Cancel came in and then they finished her off, so perhaps the bigger kill. I guess Ursa more farm than Death Prophet, but Death Prophet's the hero that really needs items at this point. Ursa is kind of where he needs to be, killing him and slowing down his item progression. Not a big deal by any means, but yeah, Death Prophet's really suffering this game, and that's the one hero you want to have staying alive as much as possible if you're in Vega's shoes.
We're seeing how Shiva's Guard done for Baby Knight. It really is getting to the point where they can go for this push. They may not have the Aegis, they do still have the Cheese. Diffusal Blade picked up by Ace once more again this game. When the Ghost Scepter starts to come out, he makes sure that he's got that Diffusal done. And FN coming out mid has to be a little bit careful. Hester Joe's on the high ground. He does have that lasso, though. Falls forward with the Shiva's Guard, not clipping any of Vega.
They're playing without the Aegis now, so likely we'll see them be a little bit more cautious. Diffusal picked up by Ace. He wants to be able to deal with those Ghost Scepters a little bit better. I say Ghost Scepters, it looks like just the one on the Oracle, but even just the one, it's something you want to be able to fight into. And also you can purge off things like the Fate's Edict. Post BKB, you may just get disarmed, so you want to purge off the Fate's Edict. Amp damage you probably don't care about purging off as much, but chasing down heroes, slowing down heroes like FN on the Ursa could be very useful application of the Diffusal as well.
Mr. Joe ideally wants to grab someone alongside the Oracle because of that false promise. They'll smoke up. It is going to be revealed. And there's the jump at FNG gets a one-man crush. It's not good enough because Baby Knight's just going to turn. False promise will come out onto FNG, and indeed, Hester Joe's in with a two-man lasso, getting both the DP and the Oracle. They're both to fall. Max trying to retreat, but they've got the gem, they've got the vision. They'll take down 3. And this game, it really seems like it's nearly in the bag for Imperial. They may have been suffering early on.
Yeah, it's
and they've just swung it right back round.
Yeah, this PAOD. I mean, it's very much the way PA fights, where you think you hit this spike, this power spike with your Desolate, but you don't really, unless you're already ahead, you can't fight with Desolate. It's when you get the Deso plus BKB that you become absolutely unstoppable. And it's the FN Classic. He's left.
He's gone.
He's out.
He's out.
He does this like it's the FN move. He'll just leave the game when his team's ready to call it, and the GG call comes out right away after.
He's moving to offlane and asking if Escape Gamer's got a slot. He's done. He's out. But there we have it. Imperial taking the second game as well. Very nicely done so as well in a game where they were behind. They bring it back, and I think that just goes to show this is a team that we can look forward to indeed to seeing at LAN, because they can pull out very solid performances even when their backs are against the wall.
They're very good at knowing when to fight. Like, they can have a really bad start or a really good start. Regardless of how the game starts, they know when they're ready to fight. When they hit the double BKBs, they use their smokes when they're good to go. Hester Joe, like, again on the offlane, making all the big plays. And then you got the 2 carries, Baby 9 Ace. These guys are just really stable, very consistent carries. Like, they're not necessarily flashy by any means. Like, it's hard to like recall like any really game-winning solo carry type performances from. But you don't need that type of player necessarily to win games. And it's really a team effort when it comes to Imperial. So great stuff again. Continue to be impressed by these guys.
Absolutely. Great stuff indeed, and that's it. I mean, obviously Imperial, they only need to win one game. They end up winning both, so very much deserving their spot at the DreamHack LAN Finals. But that is it for League play in terms of games. Hopefully you've enjoyed the casting from myself and Gods. We've certainly enjoyed having you boys and girls watching us at home in Twitch chat. So be sure to spam those memes, type your little emotes, and have a jolly good time at home. But that's it from myself and Gods as we pass back to the panel. We'll see you guys at the LAN Finals at DreamHack. See you about.